as is probably apparent, I decided to pursue those other alternatives. And my wife and I and our little daughter packed up, and we moved back to Chattanooga, where I'm from. In the weeks that ensued, I began asking the Lord what His purpose was in this traumatic, to be honest, traumatic upheaval of my family, and what His intention was and how He might intend to redeem this. Because this God we say we believe in is a God who, does He not, says He brings life out of death. And to be honest, we felt like a part of us had died in Cincinnati. And I began reading the Old Testament stories to see how the real live heroes of the faith interacted with the real live God. And I started reading in the book of Jeremiah and the book of Isaiah, and I don't know if you've ever studied those books or read them, but it doesn't take very far into those books to realize that the portrait that is painted by the prophets of the culture of Judah as it had turned from God is strikingly similar to our own nation. And to be honest, God began to break my heart for my country and where we were headed and what my then 2-year-old little daughter would inherit someday. And how will I have responded in the midst of this turning away from God? As I got to the end of the book of Isaiah in chapter 59, verse 14, after the prophet has described this degenerate culture that's turned from God, the prophet makes this statement. He says, justice is turned back and righteousness cannot enter because truth has stumbled in the streets. And to be honest, for the first time, it occurred to me that, without truth, how do you determine what is just? How do you determine what is right? You have to have truth to have a just and righteous society.